So you want this to be squared up on their chest. Make sure that it's kind of tight, but not too tight. And then as they breathe, we can tell when they're taking a deep breath, and as you can see, this part's moving in and out as he breathes. And that's how that works. CPSLab is a program that we use to collect physiological data. So it interfaces, we have two options. So we have this little blue machine over here. So this machine, we can collect respiration. So we have two channels of respiration. We have skin conductance. We can collect blood pressure, the plethysmograph, and also the cardiotachometer. So the software interfaces with this program. And the point of the software is for it to be as smart as possible, so the user doesn't have to do a whole lot of adjusting over on the machine over there. So we again have logical procession of things where we have to set up a project, and then we create event lists and stimuli, and then we can actually run a subject through the protocol and then analyze the data. And so again, everything is stored in one folder. So it's the folder wherever you specify your project, so everything goes into that folder. So this is the product specification window. So you can supply a 3-digit ID. You can supply a title and experimenter if you want to. You can specify the sampling rate, so how many samples per second, how many charts of data you're collecting, if the input, output, and analog to digital converter boards are present. So if you're actually collecting data, you want to be sure that this is checked. And then you can specify which channels you're collecting. So the first two are respiration. We have skin conductance, blood pressure, plethysmograph, cardiotach, and then these other two channels that we use for different things if we need to. So if you want to collect data for those channels, you have to click a check here. You want to specify the storage hertz. And then over here you can specify how thick the line looks on the screen, and if you want the program to try to auto-center it for you. So if you want the program to try to keep the signal in the center of the screen. So once you specify those things, we're just going to be looking at skin conductance and then plethysmograph. So once you've specified those, and you can also change the color of the lines on the screen just by clicking OK. We have to create event lists and then stimulate for the subject to see. So we can create passages so the subject can be looking at text on the screen and they can respond with a button press on the keyboard. So we have a couple of passages and we'll just show a couple. So this first one, and this is the passage specification window. So we have the title up here, who created it, and then the parameters of the text on the screen. So the width of the text, how many characters high, and if we're indenting it, and then what font we've chosen, and if we want it bold or italicized. You can click on the Show Me button to see what it's going to look like when the subject sees it. So the passage is, do you intend to answer truthfully all of the questions about the theft of the $20? So I'm holding the mouse key down while we're looking at this. As soon as I let go, it'll go back to the passage spec window. Okay, so this is one of the passages. So we have 10. So we have to create an event list that specifies what the subject will see, in what order, and the timing of those events. So I've created a little one, but we'll go ahead and open it. So this one just has 12 commands. So the really important ones are the start data collection, and then the file chart and exit. So you want to be sure you have the start data collection when you want to actually start collecting the data, and then file chart and exit should be the last command in the event list. So for this one, I've chosen to have the program wait for 2 seconds, and then it's going to be waiting for a button press for me, the experimenter, and then it's going to trigger the data collection, and it will present a passage to the subject, and this passage is called Q1. It's going to mark the event, so it's going to put a mark in the data file that indicates when this passage occurred. So when we analyze data, we can do it relative to when this event occurs. Then we're going to wait 5 seconds. Then it's going to clear the screen, present another passage. This one's Q2, again marking the event, waiting 5 seconds, clearing the screen, and then filing the chart and exiting. So notice I haven't included any button presses from the subject, but you can definitely insert those. And to do so, all you have to do is you just click there and say key press, and then this would be waiting for a key press from the subject who wanted to put that in there. But I'm going to choose not to at this point. Okay, so you can create as many event lists as you need. You can use the same one for every repetition if you want to do multiple repetitions, but usually we do between 3 and 5 repetitions depending on the context, and we can rearrange the questions within that event list so the subject doesn't see the exact same thing every time. Okay, so this is our event list. So once you've created it, you just go ahead and click OK. And then when you have a subject, you can go ahead and run them through your protocol. So you can click on the new subject button, and you can just enter in a 5-character ID number, and then you click OK.